Hello everybody, this is Olive Rider, and today I'll be making a video on the toolkit on my KTM 390 Adventure, as you can see in the background. This video goes specially to Ankit Lukde of the KTM Pune group. He was very humble and honest to tell me that he's a newbie in this and he would like to learn from a person like me. Not that I'm very experienced, but I would be happy to share whatever information I've got and whatever knowledge I've gained over the years of riding motorcycles. So over to the video and let's see what kind of tools I have. Please bear in mind, this is my tool selection. This may vary from person to person. People might want to make certain modifications in the tools. They might want to add some, delete some of them. But this is what works for me. If it works for you, nice and good. So let's see. Right, so this is my bike. As you can see, I have one tool roll over here. The sides of the bike I term as this is the throttle side, and this here is the clutch side. More about these tool rolls later when we get to the video. And here is my very small top box. This is an Epi case 3316. I'll post the links in the video. It's originally a plastic protective case for expensive cameras, but I have modified this to hold my basic tools. So first let's see what is there in this toolkit. So you saw the bag when it was closed. Now it is open. These are just two pieces of cloth for washing the bike when I need them. And this is my dog Alex. Alex, how are you? And as you can see, I have lined the bottom and the top of the case with some sponge. Here is a sponge, so that whatever parts are put inside, whatever spares or tools are put inside, they don't rattle. These are two locks which I got from Amazon. Actually, it's a set of 3 locks. Each lock has got 3 keys. So this is one key each for the one, and blue and red. So I've put some velcro here so these locks don't jiggle up and down. But the funny thing is that this particular case, the material is such that no adhesive sticks to it. So I've yet to try Araldite, but I've tried Quick Fix, I've tried some tapes. As you can see here, there is a tape here which I've fitted, but that doesn't seem to be doing the job. So this is still a bit of a work in progress. So this is the Epi case 3316. I'll put up the link below. It costs about $3,500 and it's well worth the cost. Below that you see the motor end bracket and this rack out here, and I've fitted this from below with these nuts and bolts which go inside, and the sponge on top prevents the bolt heads from, or rather the nut heads, bolt heads from interfering with the stuff inside. Now let's see what is there inside. Right, so this is what goes inside that box. Let's take from top. This is my old faithful Michelin air compressor with its cable. I've had it for the past about 6 odd years, and once in a while I dismantle it. I oil a small little cylinder and piston inside, and it's worked perfectly, no issues. The only thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have an automatic air pressure cutout, so you have to keep monitoring it, right? And this connects through the 12-volt socket on the bike. This is your portable air compressor. So I'll just take off the top here and then it gets switched on. I think the shooting is some function about, and you can adjust the, so you can see 24, 25, 26, 27. I leave it there, it blinks thrice, and that is the pressure which is set. This is an invaluable tool to have on the road. I cannot speak more about it. This is the charging port. It's a micro USB. You can charge, you can fill your tires, top them up whenever you feel like. It is so small and so nifty. This is absolutely invaluable. I'll try and put up all the links here. If I can't get some, then maybe let's see what I can do. Okay. Next, puncture kit. These are the grouters, the routers. These are the strips. This is a needle nose plier to take out that nail or whatever is got into the tire. These are 2 spanners which I have. They are to adjust some things which I have on the bike which require these heads. Like for example, my auxiliary horns. I've got a Bosch dual tone horn, so they need adjustment at times. So this is that. Next we have valve. The valve came with this particular kit here. thank you very much. Valve in case the valve goes wrong. A small cutter here. Now this is a crayon which you can use to mark that particular spot on the tire where the puncture has taken place. Some adhesive glue here to ensure that these particular strips, they stick properly, they go inside. Right. Then you have the valve remover. So this is a multi-tool. So this end you can use to reduce the tire pressure. This end here is to remove the valve. This end here is maybe to clear some problems, and very nicely this is a notched end to tighten the spokes on a cycle. So this seems to have come from a cycle kit. Okay, we'll go ahead. Spare fuses, and within them I've got spare valves. I cannot stress more the importance of having spare fuses. Yes, the KTM 390 Adventure does have spare fuses in the fuse box, but what's the harm if you carry some more? And these are valves which I carry a number of them. You never know when they go wrong. At times it has happened that you fit one, it goes wrong, you fit the second one, it goes wrong, and the third one fits. So not very high standard manufacture. This is the fuse which is there for my claw mobile phone. This is the fuse for, yes, this is the fuse for the claw mobile phone holder. The fuse stays under the seat, so I carry that also, because this has got a charger also. The claw, I'll show that later. The claw has got a charger. Your standard zip cords, zip ties, invaluable. Then you come to a small bottle. This is actually a sanitizer bottle which I use for spraying onto the tire to check whether puncture has taken place. This you have the default or the stock spark plug. I have fitted an iridium spark plug. Thank you very much to Shreyas from the KTM group. This is my bottle of 3M shampoo. I like to wash my bike when I park it, whenever I go, if it gets especially dirty, and in the morning definitely. Your standard WD-40, a universal lubricant for everything, invaluable insulation tape, and this here is the Michelin tire pressure gauge. So it's calibrated in bars and PSI. So you can check the tire pressure, because as I said, why rely only on one particular device? You can check the tire pressure. If it is less, top it up. If it is more, remove it. One small piece of sandpaper here, you require it at times. Ignore this. This is the cutout for the side stand. Again, Shreyas had given this. These are the two clear lens covers for the Mad Dog lights which I carry inside. The lights which are there on the bike, these are totally blacked out so that the police don't act funny. And if I have to use them, I keep those blacked out covers inside the toolbox and put these onto the lights. Again, a very nifty moto jack. It's a single jack which you use to lift up the clutch side of the vehicle so that it can lubricate the chain, or in an emergency you can adjust that chain tension also. It's securing band. A small medical kit. This is just representative. This is not the actual medical kit which I carry in my bag. That's a much more elaborate device, but this is representative. A small piece of sponge to keep this particular device from jostling with the others. A pair of gloves so that you can get a good grip on all these tools here, and the carrying bags. So this is the toolkit which I use for inside the small top box on top. This is hardly any load. It looks very large, but actually it's very compact, right? Now let's get to the main tool. Right, so let's get back. Now what we have here is the clutch side of the vehicle with that black tool roll that I showed to you, and this is the throttle side of the vehicle, and between them I have put one of my old rifle slings. My dog Alex is very interested in watching what I'm doing here. So this is enables me to differentiate between the two sides, and it's very easy for me to pack stuff. You would have noticed that the items here are far more in number than the items here, but the weight of them is almost identical. I've measured one, maybe this is slightly heavy, this is slightly heavier by about 10 or 15 grams, that's all. Right, so let's get to it one by one. This tool roll is actually a water bottle holder which I had got with my Dirt Sack Frogman saddle bags. As you can see that I don't use my water bottles like this, so I've converted into a tool roll these two plastic bags which I have got, one there, one here, I have got from my local bakery. He was kind enough to give them to me. Once the tools go inside, I secure them to the frame, to the chassis, or rather, sorry, the guard, fairing guard, with these small velcro straps and this particular shoelace cut into two, so it stays very firm, it doesn't jostle, it doesn't rattle, nothing at all. Right. Now to the tools. This is a small bottle of silicone grease. I put it into one of my father's medicine boxes. So it is, this is colorless silicone grease. I'll just open it and show you what it looks like. Yeah, here we are. This is colorless silicone grease, very effective. This is actually used to be used for fountain pens. So it is very plastic friendly. So you can very easily use it on plastic or rubber and it will not corrode that part. Right. Next, we go to the stock KTM toolkit. I have not removed that, all of us know what it is all about. Then I have a hammer here. A number of people on the internet say you don't need a hammer. Well, a hammer can be used for many purposes also. So I keep that as a tool with me and maybe potentially as a weapon in case I have to use it somewhere. I'm in a funny place. But mostly to be used to maybe hammer some part back into place which has got bent. This is an adjustable spanner. It's a very nifty tool to have. With this you don't need to take many other spanners or ring spanners with you as long as you have this. This is a large set of pliers, a heavy duty set of pliers, again for heavy jobs. Okay, you have my old rifle sling here to differentiate between the two. The dirt sack, frogman, water bottle. Here are two spanners, 14, 15, and this one here is 14, 15 if I'm not mistaken, yes. And this one here is, I think, 11, 12. Please note, I should have said this right in the beginning, every one of these spanners and also the ratchet socket set has been mated to the bike. There is not a single tool here which is not to be found of any use on the bike. So I've just not, taken this out from its plastic box and put it here. No, every one of these tools has been set onto the bike to see if it is of any use. If there is no use, I set it aside. Right. So these two spanners. Next we have the ubiquitous sandpaper, a large roll of reasonably heavy duty electrical wire, again a must to have. Your needle nose pliers, you'll notice that this was there in a top box also. I like to have two needle nose pliers with me. They're very convenient. Your standard zip ties. Here is a relay because I have got a Bosch dual tone horn on my bike which has got a relay. So in case the relay goes wrong, the horn doesn't work, I have a relay to back it up. Right. The rear wheel spanners, ring spanners, and this is a bit of duct tape rolled onto them to indicate that these are the parts which go. This is for the throttle side and this is for the clutch side. With that we have a large Allen key for the front wheel and this is for the corresponding nut on the other side, right, or bolt head, rather bolt head. A set of wire cutters, again very useful in case you have to cut and splice some wires. This particular set here is from my Stanley ratchet socket set which I got from Amazon. Again, I'll put up all the links as far as I can. I took out all these and one by one checked that they fit. Those which do not fit or those which are not required, they go back into the box, and those which are required, they stay here. So every single one of these is required at some place on the bike, right? So this is the main toolkit. Now this is again a work in progress because whenever I stop at a hotel, I have to take this off and take them up with me into the hotel room. I don't want to put them into the tail bag because it becomes too heavy. So I want to find a way of locking this to the fairing guard. I'm still trying to design that particular thing. So this is the main toolkit here. Right. Just one last thing is left. I'll do that in the next video. The last part left are these three small Allen keys which I have in my wallet there. Why? One, the first one here is for the handlebar mounting clamp Allen bolts. They do come loose at times, one never knows. The second one here is for the Allen bolt which secures the phone mount to its bracket. I'll show that to you on the bike. And the third one here is for detaching the Prospect windscreen extender. So all these three I'll just show them to you on a bike in a moment. Right, if you remember, the last video I had shown 3 small Allen keys. So the largest one is here for the handlebar mounting clamp Allen bolts. The next smaller one, I'll see if I can show it to you. Right, if you can see here, there is where the pointer is indicating at here. This is an Allen bolt which secures the mount properly to the mounting bracket. Now there are times when this becomes a little loose, not the bolt itself but the underlying padding. So I require this, I've experienced this. Recently I have made a modification by having a small aluminium wire which holds this together, so now the jiggling up has stopped and hopefully the small Allen key will go back. And the last one here is this very tiny Allen key to adjust this in case it becomes a bit loose, or if I want to completely take it off and put it into my luggage. So this is my bike again, and as you can see, those tool rolls have been removed. Like I told you, I've got these Bosch horns here, and throughout the bike the entire toolkit will be used. All the tools will be used. I very painstakingly ensured that not a single extra bit of tool is required, right? Hello, I hope you enjoyed this video about the toolkit. There are 2 items which I have not shown to you because I have not got them yet, and they are a set of tire levers to remove the tire from the rim in case the tire gets slashed very badly and I have to put in a new tire, or maybe I have to put in a tube just to tide me over and take me to a place where I can get a new tire. So actually 3 things, the 2 tire levers for to remove the tire from the rim, and the third is a 19-inch tube which I have ordered. So I'll get them, and that will then complete my toolkit fully, right? So thank you for watching this, and please give your comments what you have. One thing which I wanted to tell you was I do not at all recommend cutting any kind of ring spanners or spanners to make them small, to make them compact. No. My mechanically minded friends there, or my friends who are mechanical engineers, would know that the larger a bolt or a nut, the greater is the torque which is required to remove it, or rather to loosen it or to tighten it, and therefore torque is a function of a moment arm. So when you have a large spanner moving this way, you'll be able to remove that bolt or that nut easily compared to a very small spanner like this, right? So I don't recommend modifying your tools by cutting them or anything like that. It's your take. So do have a look, and in case you have any questions, my email, I put my email there. You can ask me those questions and leave your comments, whatever they are, right? Thanks a lot. Okay, bye.